What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, where we are creating a balanced, harmonious, healed, and prosperous life through the journey of self-discovery. I am your host, Megan McEwen. I'm a licensed esthetician and just a girl, okay? A girl from Chicago that is just trying to figure it out. So thank y'all so much for clicking on this video. Let's get into it. Today is looking real casual. I got a slow start because I'm off today. So I thought I would hop on here and talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on, what's been happening in my life, what's the deal. I'm just looking at Daisy. Oh, she's so funny. I hope you guys are well. I am just sitting here and reflecting and contemplating on this move to Dallas and just kind of all of the obstacles and things that I've had to deal with since being here. So there have been a lot of blessings, but there's also just been a lot of tribulations, like y'all, like mental battles that I've had to fight. Spiritual warfare is real, y'all. It's so real. Come here. Leave them rabbits alone. Sit your butt down. Child, she do too much. Daisy, sit. Sit down. Sit down. She over here harassing them rabbits. Okay, so initially when we moved to Texas, what was that? November 2021? Yeah. We started off on a rough foot, okay? Catalytic converters were stolen. That was the first, 2 weeks we were here. Both cars. We were out of 2 cars. Then it was trying to, get back and forth to work, obviously. And Texas is where we were living, especially in Grand Prairie, was not very friendly to people who did not have a vehicle. So Uber everywhere. That was a lot of money. Then we were able to, finally lead our cars back. I think it took my personal car over a month because they had to wait on the part, and we were right out of COVID. It was just a mess, y'all. Then coming into 2022, I finally got my license in February. I had to fly back to California to take my state board, but I did not know that my license would not automatically transfer to Texas. There's a 150-hour difference in the courses needed, and I told myself, okay, well, I'll just take the 150 hours, right? No biggie. I'll just call a school, pay them for the 150 hours. I called every school in Dallas. Every single school wanted me to start over because it's about the money. I'm not paying another 10 racks. Y'all could kiss my black behind. So I said, all right, what's my other option? Wait a year for my license to transfer. I've had 11 jobs. At this point, it's probably 12. But I've had 11 jobs, literally just waiting on my license to transfer. And I've told myself, before the pandemic and everything happened, I had a few interests. And I told myself I wanted to explore all of that. So set design was one, and I kind of did that with the photography business a friend and I had in North Hollywood. I told myself I wanted to go into a health and wellness career, which is why I got my esthetician's license, and I wanted to do visual merchandising. I had a job in Santa Barbara paying $70,000 a year. That job was horrible. It was stressful, and my manager was extremely racist. So I'm glad that I was delivered from that situation when COVID hit. Then I did the set design with a friend. Things didn't really pan out. We didn't have the same vision. So I went back to the drawing board. I said, okay, God, what do you have for me? He told me to finally explore my last vision, which was health and wellness. So that's when I went into getting my esthetician's license. Okay. I love the field. It's been a battle. Like I said, it took over a year just for my license to even get here. And since being here over this year and a half, like, just because there's been so many struggles, me and Jay are kind of like, do we even want to be here? You know, like, do we want to be here? I don't know if it's just like all the experiences have put a bad taste in my mouth, but I kind of feel like God is calling us to move in faith and to move with my heart. And spiritually, I miss being around water and just having a release. I feel like I have, like, being landlocked here, like, it's just been mental battle. And I feel like, I mean, one, it's so hot, and I do enjoy the heat. Hey, sit down. I enjoy the heat more than, you know, like Chicago, gloomy weather, or the cold. This is definitely more motivating. But in terms of me getting out into nature, it doesn't really happen. Like, I spend a lot of time indoors because of the heat. So, you know, California we were able to be outside year round. Jay and I were hiking probably a few times a week, always walking, always, just always active. It was always something to do that wasn't expensive, where we could be out and about and just kind of exploring. Here, it's a bit different. So let me get back to the story. So waiting on my license. So God told me to explore esthetician. Okay, I got my license in February 2022. I called around all the schools. They said I had to start over. I said, never mind. I'm just going to work jobs until I can transfer my license. So at this point, that was February. I did end up getting hired, though. I did end up getting hired. I'm not going to lie. I got hired to wax because they suspected that my license wouldn't take long to transfer. I was working for them. However, one of the employees basically told that I had social media content about my experience as a waxer, which I knew to a certain extent I wasn't supposed to be recording, but at the same time, your girl was just, I guess, just willing to risk it all, okay? I was just so happy to have my license and finally be doing something I wanted to do. So, you know, that's my fault. That's something I've had to learn from. So I worked there for about 6 months, and then they let me go. And I couldn't get another job in the field, right? Because I'm still waiting on my license at this point. So here we are. I think it's like July. I started working for a temp agency. I started working another job that I didn't like. And I just kept either like being like, this is not a good fit. It's driving me into a depression. Or they let me go. Like, I think I've been fired probably 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times, y'all, since being in Dallas. And to me, that was just God telling me, like, you're just not. I mean, it was multiple things, but I think my spirit wasn't settled. Hey, sit down. Okay. So this last job I was interested in was real estate. And I told myself, okay, you know, if I work for a company in the real estate capacity and somehow get like discounted housing. So in California, a lot of people would go into property management and be able to like be an actress and audition because they were managing a building of like 30 units that didn't have, you know, like it didn't require like 40-hour work week in an office. You aren't doing tours and processing applications, 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week. But Texas is a little different. A lot of the apartment companies are owned by big corporations. So they're not very small. Like, it's not like you can just manage a company or manage a building on your own, like how in California was, which is really interesting to me because I think I would have expected the opposite. But yeah, here in Texas, a lot of things are owned by bigger companies, especially when it comes to apartments. So the apartment that I started working at, they were going to give me discounted housing. However, I did not want to live on site. And that building was just the work was just way too stressful for me to want to live on site. And it was over like 500 units. And the people were the type of people to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning about a package. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to live here. And I don't want these people constantly harassing me on my off days about stuff that has to get done, you know. So that wouldn't have been work-life balance that I was looking for. But I was there up until our wedding. So Jay and I did get married in April. And for the third time, I had a catalytic converter stolen off of a new vehicle. I had this car for 2 days. Catalytic converter stolen off of that car. Okay, so I took that. I was like, okay, God, like, what do you want from me? Like, what's going on? He's like, leave this job. Like, you know, your license, fine. Like, I literally had just got my license. The application was being processed, so I hadn't received it just yet, but I was like, I'm about to go out here and start applying again, because I'm about to have my license and I just want to be headed into the field. Okay, so then that put me at a new waxing company. This waxing company fired me. Y'all, this wax was horrible wax. I absolutely hate it. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I'm not gonna put them on blast. But the formula was just like, it was almost like a mix between a soft wax and a hard wax. And if you know anything about waxes, if you have coarse hair, it's better to have hard wax, because soft wax can kind of just get tangled in there and then it can get hard to get off. So I had a client, it was kind of a horror story of her waxing situation. Learning experience for sure. I tried to, you know, ask her, you know, kind of what she wants to do, but I just felt like management was not helpful when I asked for ways to resolve the situation and how it could have been better handled. They didn't really know what to tell me. They just were like, well, we've never had a situation like this before. And granted, okay, like, but situations like this happen. Like, you have to be prepared for anything. Like, you just never know, you know. So anyway, that was just a situation that was out of my control, and that job was taken away from me. So I said, okay, what do I love? You know, what is there something that I really love about the beauty industry, about being an esthetician? What can I really get in line with? And I said, okay, that's brows. I love brows. I've always loved brows, ever since I was young. Shout out to my cousin Deanna. She took me to get threading, and my life was changed ever since. Okay, so I applied for a position where the focus is brow waxing, brow shaping, tint, lamination. Y'all, I love this role. Okay, I am like grooving. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is where I should have been. Like, I'm so happy I have my license now. I'm so happy that I can, you know, finally be in the field where I went to school for. Cool, everything's fine and dandy, right? So they hired me on part-time. I was working at a location that wasn't far from where I am currently living, and they love me. Okay, like, the clients love me, the store loved me, my coworkers love me, I love them. Like, that was such a wonderful store. They ended up decreasing the hours of the store, though. They did not have the clientele to support the staff, so they ended up transferring me to another location. And mind you, I'm part-time, so my pay is just not where it needs to be. Like, you know, I am grateful that in this position I get a better hourly than I would at like a spa or like a waxing job. So it's not very, like, you know, I'm not dependent upon my tips, but just the hours are not what I need them to be. So they ended up transferring me to another location. They're like, oh, you'll get more hours here. Like, you know, they have the capacity for a full-timer and this and that. Okay, so then they transfer me to the other location. Y'all, I'm working here for a couple weeks. I think I was doing like 30 hours. I'm like, okay, you know, I could groove with 30 hours as long as I'm building my clientele and I'm maximizing out my tips. Like, this is just something I can work with. You know what I mean? Like, I do need more hours. I do need more pay, but this is okay for now. Tell me why they lower my hours again. They lower my hours again, and traffic's been really slow. I mean, right now in the summer in Dallas, I guess people are traveling. It's hot. It's all get out. So I get it. Because, baby, if I had the funds right now, I would be out of Dallas myself because it's hot. Okay? But it's just like, it's been battle after battle, for sure. It's been battle after battle. And at this point, you know, me and Jay, like I said, we had gotten married in April, and I think we are just honestly feeling a little defeated. Like, I know God has room for me and He has abundance for me, but I'm almost taking all of these things as signs. Like, is it time to go? Let me know what y'all think. Like, I've been MIA. I'm trying to do better. I really am trying to do better. This month I told myself I was gonna go ahead and fast from social media. Well, Instagram in particular. My Facebook was hacked, so that was taken away. I don't really get on Facebook like that anyway, so it is what it is. But my Instagram, I just went ahead and deleted the app because I feel like I'm constantly mindlessly scrolling. Sometimes I get on my phone and just open the app when I didn't even have that intention. So I was like, let me, remove this app. Let me focus a little bit more on God. Let me spend a little bit more time praying, meditating, manifesting, reading scripture, just things that are going to put me in a good mindset, because like I said, the mental battles can be tough, and that's half the battle, right? Is getting your mental in line, for the spiritual battles, because I mean, that's just life. Like, it's always going to be something. So I am extremely blessed. I'm so in love with married life. Like, I'm so in love with married life. I'm so blessed to have found someone that truly loves me and cares for me and honors me and respects me. I'm grateful, eternally grateful that, God saw fit for me to be a wife. And, all of these other things I think will be added in due time with patience and prayer. Because just a few years ago, I remember just being so frustrated about what it is that I want to even do. And, that's still a journey, and I'm still figuring out exactly what that looks like. Because of all of my experience in corporate, I just know when I get too enveloped in work and not having balance, I get sick. Personally, like, my body just cannot handle it. I fall ill. So it's really important that I have a career that's going to leave space for me to cultivate my health and to cultivate the health of my family. So like I said, this month I went ahead and cut out social media. We just did a week fast from meat. I am reintroducing meat this week, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut carbs. So just wanting to get my mental acuity back, on track. I'm probably gonna, we're gonna be heavy on the vegetables, heavy on not heavy on the meat, but reintroducing meat, heavy on the vegetables, probably more lean meats, probably fish, less red meat, and really just getting my mind back on track, like really trying to instill that confidence and that fire back into myself. So I hope you guys are doing well. I just want to update you and honestly bring a little bit of accountability to myself of being consistent. When I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, there's so many platforms, and I think I get overwhelmed and I get analysis paralysis and like overthinking. And it's like, YouTube really does make the most sense long term because it's something that can be monetized, and even if you're not creating content, you're able to make money off of videos. Hey, that she is obsessed with these rabbits, y'all. Make money off of videos that you already have published. And I have videos that have done really well. It's just that I'm not monetized yet. So if y'all could help me get there, that would be amazing. Of course, you can follow me on all the things. Megan.Alexis __ on Instagram. And I will be getting back on Instagram after this month. I just need a little bit of a mental health break. YouTube is just something that I need to put more attention and effort into. I definitely think I can build a community here that is going to be sustainable and that's going to be beneficial over some sites like Instagram and TikTok, which I mean, those can be lucrative too. So, there's all type of things, affiliate marketing and, selling products and all of that, which, can be introduced through any other social platforms. But yes, I say all this to say I hope you guys are doing well. This is just a little update, I guess you want to say, my esthetician journey, an update on life in Dallas, and an update just on my life in general. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm about to upload this. I'm not even gonna edit it because the procrastination habit has to be braked. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and post it. And if you guys have gotten this far, thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. If y'all have any advice for me, like I said, you know, we're still trying to figure out if Dallas is even where we want to be. They cut my hours again, child. Whew, I'm just kind of feeling over it, y'all. Like, after all of this, it's just really like, what the heck just happened? Like, what just really happened over the past year and a half that we've been here? Because we moved here in November 2021. So yeah, it's been a little bit over a year and a half. Like, it's been crazy, like crazy. But you know, take the ebbs and flows, see how it goes. Love you guys. Talk soon.